Welcome to the Midlife Style School, the podcast for women who want to elevate their personal style and life by design. I'm your hostess, Afton Porter, certified life coach and fashion stylist, known as the Chief Image Creator, helping high-profile women polish their image with standout style in their industry. Through our conversations and insight, I'll provide simple tricks and practices that will help take the stress out of getting dressed in the morning so you can start each day feeling empowered, confident, and ready to take on whatever comes your way. Let's go. If I told you that you are living in your prime right now, there's been no other time in your life than it is. It's never been better than right now. Would you believe me? What if I said your best years are yet to come? Would you think I'm talking crazy talk? I used to believe that my 30s were my best years. Anytime I met somebody who told me they were 30 something, I would just say, "Oh, I loved my 30s. Those were my best years." I felt like I wasn't a kid anymore. I felt like I was looked at as an adult. I felt like an adult, and it was a really great time. I mean, I loved my childhood. I loved high school. I loved college, but I really loved my 30s. And then when it came to 40, I was like, eek. I've actually said this, that I probably wouldn't have loved my 30s so much if I had realized that every year brought me closer to 40. I wasn't one of those people who was like scared of my 40s or thought, oh, that's going to be so terrible. I wasn't. I didn't care. I just loved my 30s. And then I hit 40. And I had some hard things come up in my life. I had to review some beliefs that I had. I had to rebuild who I was. And there was just a lot of stress around that. And it was really hard, really hard. And it took several years to figure that out and to rebuild. And I think this is where we get those stereotypes in midlife that you have your midlife crisis and you lose your purpose. And it was so hard because I felt all of those feelings. I didn't have coaching. I had not hired my first coach yet. I felt like I was doing this on my own. And it does not have to be that way. And then just to put that nail in the coffin, I remember a conversation I had with my mom. And we were talking, I don't remember what we were talking about, but she said, Afton, you're not a spring chicken anymore. And I was like, I'm not? Huh. I guess I'm not. We have these ageism phobia things, and we just have all of these ideas in society of when we're a spring chicken and when we're not, and what happens with our life. But I'm telling you, I no longer believe that about my 30s. I now believe that I am living my best years yet and my best, and it's only going to get better with time. I believe that midlife right now is the prime of my life. You might hear that about college students or young adults or women who are having their children. I believe that midlife is the prime of our life, no matter what society wants to tell us. And I'm going to share with you 5 reasons why I'm in my prime. Maybe I'm not a spring chicken, but I'm also not livestock. I'm in the prime of my life, and so are you. And I'm going to go through 5 reasons why we together can enjoy the best years of our life. Okay, so midlife is usually somewhere between 40 and 60. But I'm actually going to branch it a little bit wider to those women who are like 65. 40 to 65 is the age range I'm talking about, maybe even a little bit older, depending on your health and how much you are feeling that desire to create impact in the world. If you are still feeling like you have a lot to offer the world, I'm talking to you. But if you're under 40, that's for a different conversation. But 40 and over, around 65, where this marks your transition from your younger years into middle age-ish. And this is such an exciting time in our life. Number one, the first reason I want to talk about today, why we are in the prime of our life, is because of our experience. Women over 40 have an abundance of life experience under our belts. And we can draw wisdom from these past experiences to make decisions and to navigate challenges with more ease than someone who is younger and doesn't have that experience. We have wisdom, and wisdom can only come from our experiences in life, from living. That's how you gain wisdom. And as we're older and we have this wisdom, we have this, it's our responsibility for impact to create change. We have this drive inside of us to take what we've learned and to share that with others. That's what these years are all about for us. Whether you're doing service, maybe you're starting a new business, maybe you're doing outreach work, ministry work, it's going to look different for different women. At this time in our lives, we can take all of our experience and all of our wisdom and everything that's ever happened to us and take it all together and put it together and to give back to the world, to create. When I say create impact, you are helping others around you that you have influence over. And if you ask me, that is the most amazing experience when I'm coaching my midlife women. It's my favorite thing to be able to help them see how their brain is working and what they're thinking, and then how it's creating their feelings and the actions that they're taking, and in the end, the results that they are getting in their life. It's so fulfilling. Our lives are so much more fulfilled. Number 2, connection. Women over 40 tend to have strong social networks, and they could be made up of loyal friends, colleagues, family members, business associates who offer support when needed. It could be community within your churches, neighborhoods. And because of these many connections that have been built over time, we often come with a greater degree of trustworthiness than relationships formed quickly or recently. But we have friendships that we've had for 30 plus years. They know us, we know them. We can think back of all the stupid things that we did, the crazies, and we still love each other. And then you're able to go through life with them and think back of how it was and then see your growth. It's so beautiful, the connections and friendships that we have in midlife. And of course, new ones are fabulous too. Cultivating friendships is something that I talk about in the midlife style school, believe it or not. And because of our experiences that we've had, we're able to reach people who may be going through that current situation that you've already gone through and healed from. And then you can walk other people through that in connection, in community. It's so beautiful. Number 3, we are financially secure. So many women over 40, we have achieved financial freedom due to years of hard work and dedication towards building successful careers and businesses. This financial independence allows for more freedom to take risks, to pursue dreams, and invest back into ourselves or others without worrying about the financial consequences if things don't go as planned. But also, some of us who are middle aged might have that desire to start that new business, to start creating maybe their own financial resources. Maybe their other financial resources came from a spouse, parents, family members. But you're in a situation where your kids have grown or moved on or gone to college, and now you can take your gifts, your talents that you've developed throughout your lifetime to package a business around it and to start creating generational wealth for you and your family and your daughters and their children, right? Number 4 is independence. Women over 40 tend to be independent decision makers due to the combinations of decades worth of life experiences. We've gotten really good at making decisions, which gives us a little bit of confidence needed to make those choices that will serve our best interests without fears of judgment from others or worrying about conforming to societal pressures or expectations from family members and other community members. Often who can in the younger years influence decisions that maybe you weren't really crazy about. And if you're not quite there yet, that's what my coaching can do for you. It can give you your confidence. Sometimes we think that our confidence comes from doing things, or our confidence comes from the way that we look. Our confidence things comes from what we know. But actually, that's not where we get our confidence from. How confident we are is going to affect how we feel, which is going to cause us to behave in a certain way. And depending on how we're behaving and how we're doing the doing, it's going to affect the results. But it all starts in our mind. And that's why people can say that they don't think that they're pretty or they're not very good at something when we're looking at it and we're like, what are you talking about? You're absolutely crazy. You're gorgeous. You're amazing. You're extraordinary. And some of you are not seeing it within yourselves. It's our perspective, it's how we're thinking about it. And when we change the way we think about it, when we change our perspective, our view of it changes. And so, if you aren't confident in your life about how you look, decisions that you're making, about what you want to do going forward, if you're not confident about being seen or starting this new business that so many of you guys are doing in your midlife, and we think, oh, I'm going to get the certification, I'm going to get the training. And sometimes it will help us change our thinking that will build the confidence. But it's so much more easier if we just change the thinking. You don't have to do anything else than what you're already doing and who you're being. When we change the thinking, you can become confident right away. And when I coach my clients, I am working on their thinking. I'm showing them what their brain is doing. And then I'm also changing how they dress and how they are presenting themselves. And those two together is like magic. I'm telling you, it is got some mystical properties to it. Next one. Women who are over 40 typically take better care of our health. Since we understand it's important for us to live longer, healthier lives so that we can enjoy what's next to come in the next season of our life, since often it has to do with how we feel, our health. And when we're in the prime of our life, we are taking really good care of ourselves. We're thinking of long term, longevity. We don't have to worry about the diets. What's the latest food trends? You did all that in your 30s. In your 40s, you're going to do what's best for you, even when it's hard. And you're going to do the healthy things that are going to help you become a healthy person, not just someone on a diet, not someone trying to do what other people tell you to do. You know what's best for you, and you're going to trust your instincts. And I know all these things that we've talked about aren't easy. And we know in the prime of our life, we're going to build community around us so that we know we don't have to do this all alone. We're better together. Rising tide raises all the ships around it. Middle life does have its challenges with our hormone shifts, identity crisis, weight gain, relationship changes, feeling like our purpose is gone sometimes. But honestly, what stage in our life doesn't have challenges? Our life is always going to be 50-50. And when I think I'm in the prime of my life, that gives me a whole new perspective in my life. The way that I look at what I have to offer changes. The way that I look at what I'm going to do going forward changes. We are not slowing down, we are revving up, because this is the most important time of our whole existence right now. Now, I might be saying the same thing at 60, 48 now, or 65 or 70. But I just see way too often where women are saying, ah, my opportunity to start that business, to do that new thing, to do something scary, to learn a new skill is over. And I'm here to tell you, you're just beginning. Until next week, think like a style icon. Bye bye.